Hey,
Whoop,
what's up,
whoop.
Alex?
What's up, everybody? This is Al Mega, and I'm chilling with my good friends and an amazing team out the West Coast right here. I mean, I didn't even know this was my coworker. And one day we just started talking about random and geekness, and little did I know how geeky he really was. I'm talking about my brother over here, Mr. Nino Cruz, and
What's
my
up,
man.
Alex?
And Derek, what was the last name? I'm sorry.
How's it going? Derek Tam. How's it going, Alex?
Whereupon this is the Beyond Fandom team. Guys, you don't know what you're missing if you're not following them on YouTube. As you can see, Nino's all One Punch Man. My man over here is dressed like this is a Revolutionary War. I mean, but we'll get into that momentarily. If
we will.
So what's up, fellas, man? How is it living on the West Coast right now?
Hot
and rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
Rolling blackouts, really?
Rolling blackouts in parts of California. So far, like, was your place was
my
fine,
area
right?
got hit yesterday.
Oh, it did.
In the middle of the day.
Oh,
really?
Right in the middle of like the 100-degree.
For about an hour. No AC, no electricity.
Insane, man. Well, I'm in Florida in the middle of the COVID business, so you know how that goes.
How's that?
Yeah, man.
Out there.
I'm good. You know, I'm a hermit. I really don't go out unless I need to, if you will. So I'm living that type of lifestyle. But otherwise, I guess, me and my family are safe. So that's, I guess, the key point. So we're good. You know what I mean?
True.
Good stuff. Good to know.
Yeah, definitely, man. So let's get into this, guys. Let's start getting people knowing about the Beyond Fandom brand. Because, I've been watching you guys' videos. I see that you guys do, have a heavy emphasis on cosplay, which is amazing, and the way that you guys do the videos really is a celebration of cosplay. Your Instagram is like fuego. Whoever don't know, you guys are missing out. As a matter of fact, just look below right here. You gotta follow them at these points, right then and there. Look at Derek being naughty on the camera.
I was trying to like readjust.
Yeah, he just
I accidentally ended your stream.
Whoops. Oh, there it is.
Okay,
cool. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Cool.
It's all good. All right, so check this out. All right, so gentlemen.
Yes.
I want to know, what is the origin story of Beyond Fandom?
Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
I'll know you started.
Okay. So back around early 2017, Nino and I bumped into each other at Long Beach Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, like he was, I was just kind of like a budding photographer, kind of like freshly getting onto like the whole cosplay scene, and just kind of like, just kind of having fun and just getting acquainted with like, more, like with people in the whole SoCal cosplay community and such. And that's when I run into Nino, and like I was like, oh hey, One Punch Man, cool. I like that, I like that anime, and I was liked Nino's portrayal of like One Punch Man, and so we just a few more Comic Cons later, we keep bumping into each other, and we were just like, hey, we got dinner at one point and started talking about like different ideas, and like we kind of discovered that we both had a shared interest, love for like making movies. In fact, Nino, you can actually talk a little bit about your filmmaking experiences or school experiences.
Well, that discussion actually was one of those, how can we apply cinematic scenes in cosplay?
Mm-hmm.
That ended at 4 or 5 in the morning in parking lot of a restaurant somewhere. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Are we allowed to cuss?
My
bad. This is for adults, man. Come on, don't worry about that.
All right. So I'm a film grad, and I ended up with IT and ended up working with you. But I was working at indie films for a while. I wasn't making any money out of it, and it's hard grind work. You have to grind for it, and if you don't know anyone in the industry, and it's really hard to break in. You're in the bubble. I ended up in Zensar at that point, so I do cosplay for a while. But when I met him, Derek here, I told him, hey, on the side, let's start something as far as making cinematic cosplay videos. And with all due respect, with all these cosplay videographers out there that we see online, we wanted to apply a little bit of having a platform.
Like we had an interest in making more movie style stuff, so we wanted to experiment and try making more, making like trying to approach that kind of like cinematic direction with our videos.
If we're talking about that, before we even go further, let's just give an example of what you guys are talking about. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Avengers Assemble. There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more.
So that when they need us, we can fight the battles
that they never could.
This looks so sweet. The editing is sexy. Nino, was that your wife that fucked you up like that? You definitely a lot healthier than Saitama.
Right.
Great costumes.
A lot of great cosplay at WonderCon.
So this is the beginning of the Beyond verse.
Wepa, I love it.
It's basically the multiverse of all the different fandoms and cosplays. And shout out to Ashley Tran, who did the music for this.
Great job. Really did flow so.
Couldn't win like that.
Step right up, I'm right here.
Oh no, it's Nino Cage.
Yeah.
I'll play those in Nashville too.
Nashville, right.
Oh, nice add-on right there.
Yep.
Shall not.
That took me a little bit of time to kind of like figure out, because like this was the first time we actually started putting like special effects in our vids.
And this is when I started editing again. Gotta go back in basics film school.
You just chugging a pill couple of me. That might be a joke.
Yeah,
That Deadpool is actually
Wade Wilson versus Slade Wilson.
Yeah.
And this particular Deadpool is actually he's a popular YouTuber called D Pity.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's well known in the.
And it's like, if you guys haven't heard of D Pity, what
cons are you attending?
That's Endor as Cable.
That's Lennox Knight and Mjolnir.
And Mjolnir's Mike.
That's the thing, because we couldn't find a stuff
So wait, are you trying to say that Saitama can't fuck with their family going?
Oh, this is the first part one.
Or like a series, not necessarily
Series,
just
series.
a trilogy, but like a series, like an ongoing series. Yeah.
The tough part is, meeting cosplayers on random and just telling them to do it on the spot and be in character.
But we still managed to pull it off that year.
Yeah. With the crowds and everything in the middle of all that, people walking by. And then you'll see more right there.
Who the hell are you guys?
And those are.
That was the team. That was the team back then. That was the team 2 years ago.
And there's a message towards the end, which is our kind of tradition nowadays for every big video. Baby Thor.
Fandom and beyond.
This is WonderCon 2018. Thank you. We are Beyond Fandom for the fans. By fans.
And that was it.
That was our big, like, up until that point, we had done a couple of smaller, like, just music video compilations that we had done at, like, Anime Expo and LA Comic Con back in, like, the previous year. But then, so rolling into 2018, we were just like, we really wanted to try and, like, do something more cinematic. So that was our, basically, kind of like our first big production video.
And as far as we're not saying that we're the first ones. Like I said, the only thing for the record is we tell Derek is some people are saying, oh, it's going to be hard to pull because cosplayers don't know how to prep for it. They're used to just the regular poses.
Mm-hmm.
But when we tell them to act things out, because if they're really fans of the character,
they'll know.
I'm pretty sure they know some scenes they want to act
They
out.
know what to do.
But the tough part is doing it in front and making sure they're in character.
And doing it in particular at, like,
in the middle of a crowd.
In the middle of a crowd too, because like there's no stage, there's no production crew.
There's
it's
no
like
pre-production.
we're just running up to people and be like, hey, we
Can
can
you
like
do
your
this?
cosplay.
Can you do this line? Can
Yeah.
you act like this? There's no
I
pre-production.
love that. That's guerrilla filmmaking.
Very
That work
guerrilla
right there,
filmmaking. Ideally, what we wanted to eventually have was like what we were hoping that we could eventually establish was to have like a crew or or kind of like a VIP list or like a short list of people that we can sort of rely on if we have like a production plan for like the next big convention. And we've kind of realized over the last couple of years that that's actually, even with that, even if we have like a short list of people who are still willing to be like, oh yeah, I can be at the I will be at the convention, I can help you guys out with this and that, it's still incredibly difficult to even get that all happening on the day of or the weekend.
Well, that's
of a
understandable
convention.
because they're
Everyone's
used to
got-
this cosplay photography their way, and actors, in compared to productions, actors know in their call time they have to be there, right? And we're trying to give a platform for upcoming cosplayers to bring back the fun and being that character, being a true fan of the actual cosplay.
True.
In your cosplay character. It's when you saw this WonderCon, the story to us, there's inside story where that box that we were holding, there was an idea. We did the Avengers thing, but there was an idea that was the Beyond Fandom idea, and that's the being a true fan, like what it's all about.
Kind of like the Pandora's
It was
box.
boxed in. It was boxed in for the longest time, and the whole premise was Thanos originally in that story was he goes to different universes to get that idea or that gem, that final gem, but he recruited villains, which you see on the video,
to try and like stop the progress of the heroes to like get the whole fandom out.
to get everything on his own, to all the gems, so there's no gems on the other multiverse. So the three you see there, I was the first one. I was laying down and needed help, and you saw him picking me up, and then as it progresses, you see how all those scenes you see there, which I appreciate all the cosplayers taking their time in the heat doing those scenes, because some of them are thrown off because they're so used to just doing this.
And also the
regular
fact that everyone
poses.
also has their own agendas during like the weekend of, so it's like it's a little weird for them to all of a sudden be like thrown into like this whole like production process when like like
all of a sudden.
Yeah. So big props, especially to the people that we featured for even just like being willing to wing it with us in the first place. That was actually really awesome.
And so the greatest feeling when you shoot some random cosplayer, like, oh, you want to shoot me? I've never been featured in any video before.
Or like they've never been featured actually doing an action scene or doing a dialogue scene or
Or
something.
doing anything at all, other than probably whining to their parents about something at Walmart.
Right.
It's some real business though. So thank you for doing that, because I know there's a lot of people that are introverts, if you will, and shy about their fandom. But beyond fandom allows them that opportunity to express themselves in such a fun way, man.
That is the hope.
Yeah, now the hope you guys are already doing, man. That video was fire, man. And I'm pretty sure people are wondering, why is this man dressed like somebody out of the Revolutionary War?
That so
what is
that
going
was
on
okay for me. Like so right around when it was interesting. I was never really. It was only after a particular friend of mine had sent me a couple of like videos and songs on YouTube from the Hamilton soundtrack. I was just like, what is this? And she was just like, just listen. And so shout outs to my friend Sarah Mixon. I need to send this link to her later. Thank you for even inspiring me or getting me like hooked onto Hamilton in the first place, because in a way that became like that was something that I just got like, it just over time, over like the next year or so, I was just like, I'm really into this whole soundtrack and I really want to see the musical. And the whole, I kind of fell in love with like how the musical even became a thing with like, like Lin-Manuel Miranda's like whole, like sort of like the immigrant story being, like infused into like the hope of like what Hamilton, or at least what the musical Hamilton kind of like represents and inspires. And I wanted to take that similar kind of energy and try and bring it to not just being a Hamilton cosplayer, but also taking the spirit of the musical and try to see if I could infuse it in some way within the context of the whole Comic-Con community.
And that's to add onto that. When we say Beyond Fandom, it's a whole umbrella of different fandoms. Because there's all this split between PS4 and Xbox, Marvel, DC. Yeah. In the musical genre, and there's cosplayers out there for musicals. They're not really featured in anything because nobody really knows about them. But like I said, Beyond Fandom, it's always under an umbrella.
It's always like almost like finding like a little gold nugget when you see someone dressed from like a particular Broadway musical and they're like going to like the Comic-Cons, because like otherwise this is like it's 99%, Superheroes. Yeah, exactly.
Anime or superheroes.
Or video games now.
Or video games, right.
Yeah, you know what? So let's give people a little sample of what we're talking about over here with that Hamilton bit. Let's
Rise Up.
Yeah.
Written by Jim and Derek, by the way, the lyrics.
Lyrics co-written by my really good friend from high school.
And music engineered. Oh, no, it's the same, right?
Also, engineering is also by Ashley. Yes.
Oh, it's so clean, the video. You guys got some crispy cameras.
Oh, thank you.
What's the equipment you use? We got to get into that after the video.
I use Canons. I use the EOS. So far, I've been using the EOS R and the 5D Mark IV for our video stuff.
FYI, Anime Expo is considered a joke in SoCal called Minecon. You see that on the video.
If they tell
shout out to Love Me Cosplay right there.
They're gonna fade away from fame, no glory, no rise up. I will fight for the fans, but there's only one fan who can give us a command, who can rise up. Understand, it's the only way to rise up, rise up. Here he comes. Here comes the general. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's our friend,
Foul Play.
Here comes the general. Ride and roll it high. Here comes the general. Punch man. We are all good. What? Outmanned. What? Outnumbered, outplayed. We gotta make an all-out stand.
Those are all the landscape landmarks in my neighborhood.
Yep.
For just a millisecond, I let my guard down till the Phantom how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the impeccable prodigal Filipino who stands
One Punch Washington.
Put me on the pedestal, tagging me.
That's Jim, by the way.
Relishing the relevance and glory, but the elephant is in the room. The truth is in your face when a Phantom viewership goes. Any hope success is fleeting. How can I keep bleeding when the morale keeps taking a beating? We take a step back as the fandoms form the cliques. We ain't trying to be fake, but wait. We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make
Start cosplay.
another outstand.
And that Jessica Jones on his right, that's Maria Potter.
She did some of the vocals, background vocals.
We doubling down on efforts.
Dark Mind Studio,
We
Pablo
gotta
right there.
stand up while we still
Andrew
have
Gelandi.
advantages. Let's take a stand with the fans are still expecting us.
That's German. Thanks, Mom.
Yo,
That was about earlier.
let's meet the fandom. Shaboom goes the fandom as our videos are months late. Shaboom goes the fandom as the crew procrastinate. Shaboom, we need to get the vids out. I'm pulling all my hair out. We need a viral hit. We can't
King Vader.
afford another slick sailor saying power up. I decide to divvy up my forces. There's kiddish as the clickers cut the fandom up. It's close to giving up, facing mass scrutiny. The scream in the face of this mass mutiny. Are these the plans for which I am to defend the fandom?
It was dark, man. They let you hang out that late, Nino.
Oh yeah, that dark shot was from WonderCon. Yeah, they let you.
dire need of assistance.
Hey, well,
We're usually the last ones. to be honest with you.
You already know my name.
Nice.
Permission to say my piece.
As you were.
Sure. I've been on the cosplay scene before all the sad boys and loot queens started blowing up and taking over the community.
Okay.
I think I could be some assistance. I admire how you keep fighting with so much persistence.
Huh.
I have some questions.
And people from California, people who live in California will recognize this as the Pasadena City Hall.
boldness.
That's
Everyone,
what that is?
Hamilton, come
everyone
here.
takes
Have you
photos at
had
Yes, sir. We
Pasadena
keep
City Hall.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, that's a
I have
nice
some
building,
ideas I
man.
have to
It
see
is.
play out.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
Come closer. We have much to talk about.
San Diego Comic Con right there.
And then
LA
no,
Comic
no,
Con.
FedEx.
FedEx.
Yeah.
Called you here because
Something
our
like that.
odds are beyond scary. Your reputation precedes you, but I have to laugh.
production is
Hamilton,
really
how
well
come
on
no
this,
one can
man. You
get
guys are
you
awesome.
understaffed? Sir, don't get me wrong. You're a young man of great renown.
That's ALA.
I know you like to
I'm gonna
shoot
need you to
photos
do
with
the
those
Almeida
cosplayers
documentary.
downtown, but you keep
What
turning
was that?
down work. with
I'm gonna need
big
you guys to do
names.
the
Yes, either
Almeida
camera shot.
documentary
I
one
don't
of these
think
days.
so.
Hey, go for it.
No, it's all right. You want to fight. You got a hunger.
We'll do a
I
musical
was
too.
just like you when I
You
was
want.
younger.
I'll sing. I'll
Almeida,
rap. I'll do from
the
South
musical.
Side.
Yes,
Whatever.
Papa is a young man. Passionate. spark.
Wepa! That's what we
Why
call
are you
it.
telling me this? I'm being honest. I'm working with a third of the help I was promised.
That's our first video.
My plans
and
are
next
about to all go up in smoke. We need someone
Bro,
like
man,
you
you
to
should wear
light
that
the
wig when you
road.
go on
So
site.
one. So this is basically also our story.
I am not throwing away my shot.
son, we are going out,
We
man.
need all the help we can get. I have some friends that love me cause we can't forget.
How
We
long
can't
is
forget.
this?
Okay, what else?
Outnumbered,
We
outplanned.
need connections on the inside, some sound people
Grant
get us
Uchida
to the big
from
time.
Hawaii.
We'll set up crowdfunding for all of our supplies. We'll rally the guys. The new videos will be a surprise.
Nice, yeah, that's
I'll rise
good.
above my station. Organize your information to rise to the occasion of our new nation. Sir,
Comes the general.
rise up,
Here comes the general.
rise up,
Here comes the general.
rise up.
Here comes the general.
What?
And his right hand man. Boom.
Yeah. And that was a
Guys,
video
hey,
that's
Fandom,
been
in Cena
well,
43
you'll see it in the
Tomahawk Photography coming at you from Anime Expo 2018. We would like to thank all the cosplayers, all the fans, photographers, videographers that participated in this video.
That's
And make sure to
110
follow our
degree heat.
Instagram.
They all-
like our
It was
Facebook,
close to
subscribe
110,
our
yeah.
YouTube channel.
Hey,
that was
you
a
wearing
really
all
hot
that?
summer. That was a
You
really
wearing
hot week.
fucking what, wool jacket?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We are beyond
Beyond
Yeah, look at that. Just you guys sharing that awesome energy like that with everyone is awesome, you know, in those things, man. Shout out, yo, for real.
Thank you. Yeah. With that video, that was actually something, you know, as it was indicated, that was shot mostly from Anime Expo 2018, but we didn't have, you know, like it took me like literally until this year to eventually finish all the editing and production
wow.
stuff to even put it out. What had happened was that like we also needed to reshoot a bunch of scenes, like some of those scenes that we had shot like around like Roland Heights where Nino lives. That was actually shot more from like, you know, like earlier this year. And then like even the shots that we had taken at Pasadena City Hall, that was shot last year. So it was just like, it was an issue of like getting all the vocals eventually all finalized, because it wasn't just like us just shooting the video and then just being done with it. It's like we also had to deal with like recording vocals and finding time to actually get together and like at Ashley's studio in a way, like her home studio, to even get the lines done and then redoing the lines,
sync it up,
and then also
when you
like
say
syncing
home
everything up as
studio,
well.
I mean, one of you guys got this little room, a closet all set up, and y'all doing y'all voices. What's going on?
Oh, for the home studio. Well, originally what we were doing is we were going over to our friend Ashley's place because she's like our friend who actually does like audio, and she's a musician, composer, and also an audio engineer.
Oh, nice.
So she was really helping us out with like doing like the vocals and like tuning the vocals so everything sounded good. And she was also the one responsible for getting people to come over to record all the ensemble lines so that everything has like that, like everything has like a very professional, crisp sound.
Crispy. Yeah, it was crispy, boy.
And also making sure we're not gonna get hit with copyrights.
That
too. That too.
It was done in good flavor. I mean, with using OG music, I'm sure it helped avoid all that drama. Did you get into drama over the stuff?
No. What do you mean the OG music?
I mean, with the uses of the music and the way that you guys did it, obviously avoided the copyright.
We weren't monetizing the video, so we still use the actual instrumental. We still use the actual instrumental that came off the instrumental album, but we wanted to at least do, because like of course we were rewriting the lyrics, so everything of course that needed to be like recorded from scratch, obviously.
Excellent.
And in fact, our next upcoming video that's eventually coming
2 years overdue
later this year is a video based off
The Greatest Showman.
The song.
Oh, really?
This Is Me. Yeah, the song "This Is Me" is sung. It's going to be sung by my cousin Trisha. Shout out to Trisha, I love you. The whole point of the "This Is Me" is, for those of you who hasn't seen the movie, it's a great movie, another musical. Basically the song is about accepting who you are and
not being ashamed
of who you are,
because it was sung by like a lot of the sideshow characters.
If you don't know, in the Greatest Showman, they're considered outcasts in the society, so we applied it to the fandom community as a whole. And in general, the message was, there's a lot of us out there, Alex. I'm pretty sure you know this, right? We talked about this too a few times.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of the geekdom, fandom, nerd community where we have friends and family who don't understand about our culture either.
At all.
So we want to spread out the message that, hey, this is who we are. It doesn't matter how old we are. I'm pretty sure you get the whole, aren't you too old to cosplay or to watch anime?
How they say in Spanish,
just in chanclas, right?
That's all you see, is flying chanclas.
Flying chanclas.
Mangan song,
So the next project will be out by about
end of the year
in the holidays. So that's gonna be coming out, and then we're finishing up some of the backlogs for San Diego Comic-Con and stuff. But the whole point of the Beyond Fandom, consistently from our videos, there's a story to it for each video. Like in Hamilton,
or most of our videos, at least.
Most of our videos, like in Hamilton, for example, Rise Up was to bring back again the whole idea of just being a fan of what was the first moment when you were a kid. When you first started watching Superman, for example, and then all of a sudden you're wearing a blanket
or
pretending as you're flying with it. Or
but the whole thing about Superman too, maybe you didn't just connect to Superman. You could have connected to Jimmy, to Lois, to even Perry White. All the characters within the specific universe of the Superman realm. That's what was awesome about it, because who cares who you like? This is part of the fandom. You enjoy what you enjoy, and it's okay. At least for me and for Beyond Fandom, I love that message. Love what you love, and it's okay. And if there's a hater out there, who cares? You don't need them.
True.
That's what we try to do our best to give a platform for our
other people
in the community to show their creativity towards the fandom, whether it's cosplay, fan art, or anything whatsoever. I mean, even out there when they're trying to do foodie stuff, like for example, Naruto is famous for ramen. They'll feature stuff like that.
So when are we gonna get? When are we gonna get one of you cosplaying Naruto eating some ramen somewhere?
we have skits, but just like Derek said earlier, we're gonna probably most likely do our own stuff in eventually. But it would be awesome to have other cosplayers actually act out skits with us.
Mhm.
Like for example, there's YouTubers out there like King Vader, much respect to King Vader, by the way, which he has his own friends do their own skits where they cosplay, and he's big in the community right now. But we want to give that platform for everyone else to be part of that. You know,
And both of you are from the Filipino, correct?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm Chinese.
Oh, you're Chinese? So Filipino,
Chinese,
So here we go. I need you guys to be this Asian Key and Peele.
We actually really we actually watch Key and Peele a lot for like, you know, because like sometimes we'll just be like, you know, just sometimes like, you know, like we're just kind of having like a brain fart moment, or we're just kind of like having a lull in like our productivity, and we fire up some Key and Peele, and it's just oh, that's a funny idea. Let's see if we can do some, like can we take some inspiration and like apply it in the cosmic community.
And I see it in your connection though. You have this very creative connection like that, which is great because it's gonna show forth. And if you really want to go and do your own stuff, you know what? I see it happening, and I think that I will be your #1 fan.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thus far, it's been so fun. Your creativity, showing the love to the community is amazing. Because again, we need this, especially in times like this with so much drama going on, for you to celebrate all fandom. You know, because Comic Crusaders celebrates its comics, but to have a team like you guys to celebrate the cosplay side, you know, because again, that is a lot of work. People don't understand. I have a little brother out of New York. If you guys can look him up, Daniel Black on
Daniel
Facebook.
Black?
Yep, look him up on Facebook. He's like a cosplay boss out of New York, doing Jokers and Questions and Crows and Cobra Commander. Now he wants to do a podcast, Cobra Commander talking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right? Yo, Joe.
Yeah, but you gotta see, he gets too
Pork chop
into
sandwiches.
it. No, this motherfucker gets too into it though. He gets scary, especially as a Joker. You're like, yo, bro, chill. Relax, bro.
Hey, when we get out there and meet you guys in the East Coast, hopefully we get to do some stuff for them.
Yeah.
Well, if you get to New York, I'll definitely hook you up with him because he also knows that other cosplayer that got named in a Marvel comic book. Oh my God, he's Latino. I forget his name. Oh my God, forgive me. But he's a big player out of New York. And again, Marvel actually named a character after him in honor because of his cosplay work. You know, doing Marvel characters. Isn't that crazy? So that means, you know, you cosplayers could even aspire to having a character named after you if they actually notice your hard work. I mean, I'm so sorry I forget the name.
There's some hope for you yet, you know.
Yeah, man.
We'll get you featured on a Shonen Jump in Japan at some point.
No, what's gonna happen is that Saitama's gonna translate in English into Nino Cruz.
That would be amazing.
I can't wait. So, guys, what do you guys got cooking up next in the casa that is Beyond?
Right now, actually, as we speak, we're holding we're talking about giving a platform for fans. We're holding up a contest, a custom video contest, where we can collab with them with their own idea and give them an opportunity to actually direct and act in it if they want.
We created the contest to try and like get people's ideas of like what are some of the things that they want to actually be making, and so we're just like, hey, shoot, we'll run the contest, like repost and like post your post, reshare it to your friends, get your friends to reshare it and stuff like that, get some hype going for your video idea, and then we can take it, then at least that we kind of get an idea of like what other people are excited about or like would really love to see produced as in videos, and then we're willing to work with those people, work with them and
making sure their
make
vision,
the content,
make
that
sure
content for them,
is executed in their own,
to
their own way, to their own satisfaction. That, and this week, right, DC Fandom, we're gonna try to get something out, and in the next 2 weeks, all our other videos, San Diego Comic-Con will be out. And we work in a full time and just trying to find the time to edit, after.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man. The real life of an entrepreneur, man. We gotta make our dreams happen because a lot of us are first living our dream before we could give up our day job to actually fulfill the dream. So,
true.
And that's fine. We're gonna get there. All of us will. So before we go, I definitely, you just said DC Fandom. You're gonna do some stuff. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to, from this weekend's show?
For this weekend?
Well, the Fandom with this coming weekend.
Yeah, this
coming weekend.
For the DC Fandom event.
Yes. What is there anything you're looking forward to the most?
For that event, I'm I'm just hoping they keep all the DC Universe shows and any upcoming movie. I mean, we're still waiting for the Zack Snyder cut, right? But as far as
but HBO Max promised us
Yep.
that. I mean, I made a joke. There's AT&T hate comic books, and somebody said, "Well, they are going to release the Snyder cut."
yeah, eventually, right? That and I'm hoping
2 years later.
I'm hoping, with all the layoffs in the DC, I'm hoping we get more and we keep DC. I mean, again, I love all the fandom, Marvel, DC, anime, and stuff. But this weekend, for all your DC fandom heads out there, let's make sure we support the DC comics this week.
Absolutely, man. We gotta support all these iconic characters, and give them some love. If AT&T don't care, let's just show them that we do.
Yep.
At the very least, and while I'm scared for the comic book side of it, I'm pretty sure that AT&T is smart enough to keep these people in video type format anyway, whether it's films or shows. Yeah, man. I mean, DC Universe is no more, though. You mentioned that DC Universe is migrating to HBO Max, period. So that's Harley, Doom Patrol, in the future, everything's going to be there as opposed to DCU, which, kind of sucks because, through DCU, it wasn't just shows, it was also access to comics. So
would have been nice.
We had access to the 2 different worlds there. So it's sad to see that go. DC Direct, the toy line as well. Sad to see that kind of get abolished. But with McFarlane creating the figures now, let's get real. He's kind of smashing it anyway.
Yeah, DC, man.
Let me show it off.
You got some McFarlane? Got some McFarlanes?
Everybody wants this one, the Hellbat. Right? I got the Hellbat, and the only other one that I really had to have was also Armored Superman because this shit looks wicked. Look at this.
Oh man,
that's a thing.
Yes.
What's that? What's that?
It is from a comic book, a Batman Superman series when they were on Apocalypse.
Oh, so you're just going on that. The one, I mean, I haven't even caught up to Metal yet.
Oh, Metal is interesting. A lot of people hate it. I mean,
a lot of people hate it.
If you're a Fortnite fan, I'm pretty sure this is also a McFarlane figure from the Fortnite series.
Oh, fun!
Look at this. You look scary, don't you?
Well, is that articulated or is it a
22 points of articulation on these bad boys? I just happened to pose it this way. I got a nice pose out of it. Him holding his weapon. He also comes with this gun right here.
Fun.
Yeah.
Is that also that's what from McFarlane Toys?
That's McFarlane Toys as well.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't realize McFarlane was also making the toys for Fortnite.
Yeah, man. And then he obviously came out with the Mortal Kombat, and I love Spawn. So
Spawn.
Spawn was like a fun. I remember when Spawn got introduced to Mortal Kombat 11, like everyone was just like, they want to play Spawn.
Oh, absolutely.
And Spawn ended up being one of the better characters in that update.
I will murder you on that. Whenever you're ready, Beyond Fandom, Comic Crusaders versus Beyond Fandom, and then
what?
Baby. You know what? I would love to do a round robin Comic Crusaders and playing with our partners like you, Beyond Fandom, critics, who would win, for example. Who would win? We would. Yeah, man. That would be so much fun. Whatever you want. You want MK11, you want some Call of Poopy, whatever you want, man.
Street Fighter?
You want some Street Fighter? If you don't want to fuck with me on Street Fighter versus Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom, I will fuck you up.
Oh, wait, who's your character in Marvel vs. Capcom, though?
Wolverine.
Okay.
Is one of my go-tos and Spidey's, but I also have other characters that I won't let you know. But if you want me to beat you down really quickly, all I need is those two.
Wait, are you talking about the old school arcade, or are we talking about the current one?
We're talking 2 or 3 or Infinity.
We're talking all of them. There's always been my go-tos, and to show off my fandom, I actually have the Japanese version edition of the game for Dreamcast.
Oh, the original, right?
For MVC?
For Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one.
Oh, the first one. Dang.
And Japanese. Yep. I wasn't understanding the instructions, just A and B. All right, but. And I also got Spawn like that. It was a first-person shooter.
Oh, wait, I don't even remember that part.
There was a Spawn game?
There was a first-person shooter for Dreamcast for Spawn. Yes, sir.
I didn't know.
I'm old and I'm showing my
you're a
age.
spawn expert.
Don't let
So what
these
do
white hairs fool you. I'm really old.
So what do you think about is there an upcoming live action, right? Reboot? Is it a reboot or a continuation?
Well,
Spawn
not
movie.
a continuation. It will be a reboot. It will be more horror based, with Jamie Foxx. Obviously COVID has held it down. I did speak to Tom McFarlane. Just check out our Comic Crusaders World on YouTube. You can see the interview there. We do ask him briefly on that. It's still gonna happen. Little hiatus, things happen. Actors change and stuff like that. But it's still Jamie. Let's see when that'll come out. But Jamie is busy with what he just did on Netflix. He is playing Mike Tyson in the new movie. It's so funny. He used to make fun of him
and I was playing
on In Living Color. And now he's actually playing him.
Ludicrous.
So it's not that really serious, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun. So yeah, let's see what happens from there. But Beyond Fandom, this has been absolutely amazing. And I want you, even though the guys can read it at the bottom, and the guys and gals and everybody watching, let them know verbally, where can they follow you?
Sure.
Instagram, beyond.fandom, youtube.com/beyondfandom, no period. youtube.com/beyondfandom.
Our Twitter is Beyond Fandom ENT. And then you
get
can also find us on Facebook as Beyond Fandom.
Beyond Fandom, and also on TikTok at beyond.fandom.
Oh man, you guys are everywhere. You're social whores. I love it. This is
We're just trying to keep up with you.
Let's do it up.
Keeping up with the Crusaders.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I'm a crusading whore myself. So absolutely. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Please follow our fan
you.
Beyond Fandom. They're part of the PCNN folks, the Pop Culture News Network. This is like our West Coast team right here. So show them some love, show them some respect. Follow, watch, like, subscribe. Please
subscribe.
Thank you.
And from there, I'm Almega with Nino and Derek. Hasta la próxima.
Thank you.
And we're out, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Adios.
Adios.
Everyone.